So this is the second lesson. It's called Starting to Play the Guitar, Chords and Notes. I'll be going through a series of points and basically giving you an idea when you're starting out the guitar how to play these chords and notes. So we'll start with point number 1. Start by learning the chords at the foot of the neck or open position. This here is the foot of the neck or open position. There are a limited number of chords, roughly 12, but you can eventually play many songs just using these chords. Point number 2, get to know the names of the strings. So this here is the E string, A string, D string, G string, B string, and E string again. So 2 E's, one on top, one on the bottom, like bookends. Point 3. Also start playing notes up the strings. The C scale is a good way to start. Start on the lowest string and play the natural notes from E up to G on the high E string. And see if you can memorize some of these notes. So we're going to start on the E, and we're going to go to F, G, A, B, C, D, E again, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So you want to go all the way from this open E to this high G note on the E string, and then you can go backwards. So what's important to keep in mind is keep the fingers close to the fretboards. You don't want to play a note and have your hand move away. So keep your fingers close. Beginners generally can move their fingers because they haven't played before. They'll move their fingers too far. So if I have to play this note and I'm going to go to this one, I want my fingers close to that one. I don't want to do this and then go to that one. Eventually you could play melodies, and an example of the melody would be Ode to Joy. So I'm just using the notes of that scale. It's actually called the C major scale, and which is all natural notes that I've went up from open E to high open E. Point number 4. The C scale has no sharps or flats, which is, if you look at it in terms of a piano, there are no black notes, which makes it the best scale for understanding how music is built. Point number 5. Get a chord chart with fingerings for chords at the foot of the neck. There are plenty of them on the internet now. I've put one up now, and you can see the number of chords. This is your repertoire of chords that you can use to play pretty well almost any song you want to play. Now, point number 6, the first chord to play should be the easiest, and that is the E minor. Strum the E minor, a downstroke. Hear how beautiful it sounds. So here's my E minor. That's what it sounds like. It's quite nice. Point number 6, the second chord is the G chord. And watch how you only have to move one finger from the E minor chord to play the new G chord. Keep one finger as an anchor. Try not to move your hand off the strings. Keep your fingers near the strings. So if I play my E minor chord and I want to go to that G chord, I just move one finger. Back to E minor, back to G. So I'm just basically using one finger, and the first finger is like an anchor. So don't move fingers if you don't have to. That's really the whole point of you want to do basically have this sort of economy of movement. Eventually you will get to finger all the chords. Pick each string one by one after forming a chord. This helps to identify which fingers are accidentally muting a string. So when I play a chord, I I should want to play every note by itself too. Now, the reason why is that sometimes when you're starting out, you're not going to be that accurate, and when you play a chord, you're going to find out a finger is actually hitting a string that it shouldn't be touching. So this is a good way to see if your fingers are actually playing the notes that it's meant to play. Point 9. Go from one chord to another and keep the fingers that don't need moving in place as you change chords. Good example is A minor chord. So if I play an A minor chord and I want to go to a C chord, I just have to move one finger. It's my A minor, it's my C chord. I don't need to take all my fingers off and put them all on again. I don't have to play A minor, take them all off and put them all on again to play a C chord. Point number 10. A good progression is G chord to E minor to C to D, or G to C to D to C. Do 4 down strums for each chord and then change the chord. Eventually you will include up strums as well. So when you're playing a G chord, you want down strums, 4 of them. Go to E minor for 4, C for 4, D for 4, and then you can repeat everything. Etc. Or you could do a different chord progression. You can do G for 4, C for 4, D for 4, and back to C for 4. And then, like the other progression, you can repeat, going over the G to the C to the D to the C. So I was doing 4 down strums there, and eventually you will do up strums as well. Point number 11 is fingers will take time to move, but go slow and see if you can get to the other chord on the beat. So if I'm playing a chord and my beat is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, I went to this chord on that one beat. So chords can be played with also with different fingering. For example, the A chord, here I'm playing an A chord with 3 fingers. But that chord you can also play with just using 1 finger. But beginners should start with 3 fingers. Really get a feel for this chord. Point number 12. If you are good at getting to the other chords on time, then try up and down strokes for every beat. So I have a beat, I can go down and up. And then go to the next chord. And the next. The next. Go slow. Go at a pace that feels comfortable for you to play that smoothly. Point 13. Once you get to the next chord easily and on time, try going through all the chords that way. A new progression could be C to an F to a G to an F, and then repeat that. Or D to a G to an A to a G, and then repeat that. So these are just some ideas that will let you move from one chord to another chord as smoothly as possible. Point number 14. It takes a while before you can move from one chord to another chord easily. Your hands will adjust and it will be easier because of muscle memory. So keep things relaxed, and if there is a pause to get to the grip of the new chord, that will eventually disappear and your hands will move fluently. So sometimes you'll see this where you play a chord and then you're going to struggle to get your hands on that new chord and then strum that and then stop and struggle to get to this other new chord. That will eventually stop and your hands will just move smoothly. All right, keep things relaxed, and your hands will move fluently and smoothly. Try to switch chords without stopping your strumming hand. So if I'm strumming, see if I can go to the next chord without stopping my right hand. And you quite don't get it, like you're still, fingers are not quite there yet, keep strumming, keep the timing going, and eventually your fingers will adjust and get to where it should be getting, to the right place where it should be getting. So keeping that rhythm going is more important than the perfect grip. Practice at short spurts, roughly about 15 minutes, is a good time. It's better to practice short stretches than doing long practices. Point 15. Also, get a guitar stand so that you can protect your guitar from falling. It also keeps your guitar in tune because you're not leaning it against something that can move the tuning pegs. These are your tuning pegs, as you remember. And if you put it against the wall, this might be touching the wall and it could possibly move your pegs and your guitar is out of tune. Okay, so that was my second lesson on chords and notes, and I hope you liked it. And I will be doing a third lesson, so check it out to find out what it is. It's going to be called, I think, Power Chords and Riffs. So it would be nice to see you guys come back. Thank you. Bye-bye.